Hey, welcome. It's Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com again, like always. And this is December. We're doing bubbly party wines, inexpensive ones, but good. And today I've got one that is, it's cheapest if you find it at Trader Joe's. It's the Love Burgundy Cremant de Bourgogne Brut Rosé. And I got it on it for 2024 because this is a non-vintage wine that Trader Joe's has had for a while, and I don't know if it changes from a while back. We did in 2022 we did it. We're doing it again just to see if it's the same. Now, Love Burgundy is a co-op in the Burgundy region of France, and they have over 700 growers. That's what a co-op is. It's a bunch of independent growers who pull their grapes together and they form a winery and they make their wines, and they have a full slate of wines. Now, in places that you don't have a Trader Joe's, this wine sells from like $15 to $19, which for a Cremant is a good price. A Cremant, what's a Cremant? A Cremant is a traditional champagne-style wine from France that's not made in Champagne anywhere else. I mean, you can have all the different regions can have champagne style wines, but you got to call it Cremant, not Champagne. Champagne is a Cremant, but it is so well branded that it's got its own name. You know, it's like Kleenex. Every time you get a tissue, you think you call it a Kleenex, even if you don't buy a Kleenex, it's still a Kleenex. Champagne is that. We'll take a sip. Yes, it's good. The grapes are mostly Pinot Noir with a little bit of Gamay. Gamay is the grape from Bourgogne. To give you kind of just a geography lesson here, Burgundy is south and west of Paris. To the south, connected to Burgundy, is Bourgogne, and that's where they do the Gamay grape wines. And Gamay reminds me of Pinot Noir. Burgundy themselves is the home of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, and they have some of the finest examples of those wines in the world. There's $2,000 wines there. And then just north is Champagne, and Champagne does Pinot Noir and Chardonnay too, but it's north and they don't always, in the past, they didn't always get the grapes to ripen, and what you do when you don't get ripe grapes is you make bubbly. You have to pick sparkling wine grapes, bubbly grapes, before they get ripe, because you're doing all these processes to them. And actually, at the very end, after they've gone through the triage of second fermentation the second fermentation is 12 months. In Champagne, it's 18 months minimum. They always add a measured amount of sweeter wine. They know exactly how much to put in each bottle. This is a Brut, which is it's just dry, but it's the dry that's closest to sweet, which is backwards again. So they know what to do. And then the sweet wines, they add a little bit more. And if they don't add anything, it's nature. And those are very dry wines. But that has nothing to do with this wine. A co-op, go back to the 700, is always in France seen as like a little bit of a lesser wine because it's self-policing. Are all the farmers doing their best on their grapes? And I think farmers ain't going to put up with somebody, not pulling their weight. So I think a good co-op will make good wine. And, if you're not a good co-op, your wines aren't going to sell. And so this is even though it's seen as lesser, I don't think it actually is, especially for the price range. I'm going to take another sip. I personally prefer my bubbly, champagne-style bubbly, to have Pinot Noir in it, at least to some extent. If it's all red grapes, it's Blanc de Noir or with red grapes, but it's a little bit different with the Rosé. Same grapes, but a little bit different how they make it. A Chardonnay bubbly is Blanc de Blanc, white from white. but I like the little bit of roundness you get. I mean, I love Chardonnay champagnes too. I'm not putting that one down at all either. But this Cremant from Burgundy, and they said they get the grapes from all over Burgundy, and there's different regions, and that's how, they have farmers everywhere, and these are not probably Grand Cru grapes or anything like that, but you kind of don't need it. Like there's like farm to market, we farm our grapes and we make our wine with little intervention. No, there's a lot of intervention when you're doing sparkling wine. You're literally fermenting it twice. You're adding sweet wine to it. You're doing all sorts of things to it. So just good grapes will make good wine. I'm going to take another sip. This is a good wine. This tastes great. This is a wine that you can sit and kind of contemplate because it's got like a different flavor every time you sip it. It's got some complexity to it. The acidity is really good. It goes on and on and on. I mean, it allows the flavors to leisurely unfold. It's got decent length. It's not a $70 champagne. One of those wines that some winemaker spent a whole lot more time on. They're impressive, but this is really good for $11.99. I mean, this is, you can get 6 bottles for what that other one is. And maybe 6 bottles is way more fun. I'm going to take another sip. I mean, I don't give points, I don't give grades, but I do take sips. And this is one of those wines you're going to want to take sips. So if you're having a holiday party and you're looking for a decent bubbly, but you don't want to spend a fortune, but you want everybody to be happy, the Love Burgundy Cremant de Bourgogne Brut Rosé 2024 is a good choice. And Bourgogne is just the French word for Burgundy. We call it, the English actually call it Burgundy. It has different pronunciations wherever you are. Yeah, this is really good wine. This is a fun wine to drink. It tastes great. Mostly red fruit, but it's all subtle and it's all nicely complex. And so it's a good wine. Well, I'll tell you one more time. It's La Burgundy Cremant de Bourgogne Brut Rosé. This is 2024 edition. If you find it, buy it. Go to Trader Joe's. It's much cheaper. So adios, keep it cheap. We got more wine coming up. I think I've got something from the Loire Valley, which is always fun to drink. And I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days. So adios, keep it cheap, and bye-bye.